Hey, what's up guys? It's Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com, and today we have the performance view of the Nike Hyperposite 2. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so here is a look at the traction pattern, which is very similar to the most recent Hyperdunk, and because of that I actually wasn't expecting too much from these guys because I wasn't too impressed with the Hyperdunk's traction. But fortunately they grip the floor pretty damn well, and I think it's because of the shoe's inability to flex. All of this is pretty damn stiff, and so basically all of the entire outsole is usually in contact with the floor. Unless you're trying to do a quick move that requires some mobility, then you'll probably catch an edge here and slip a little bit. But as long as you stay planted on this section of the shoe, then you're going to receive some pretty good traction. Again, if you're a quicker player, this is not going to be the ideal setup for you, but for big men, this is definitely the way to go, especially if you're looking for maximum cushion. Speaking of the cushion, 360 zoom is back, or as I like to call it, max zoom, just like what we saw on the LeBron 10. However, the PSI level on these feels closer to the LeBron 10 Elite, so there's no instability issues right here at the outrigger point. The bag feels firm yet responsive. If you've played in shoes with this type of cushion before, then you already know this stuff is super springy. It feels awesome. Probably the best impact protection and responsiveness combined that you'll ever find in any cushion, period. The only downside to this shoe is that the file-on portion is really stiff. The bag is stiff by itself, but this stuff on top of this is just a little bit stiffer than the LeBron 10, and I mean really stiff. It's really hard just to bend these right now. I'm using like all my force, which either means I'm really weak or this is stiff as hell. So on a personal level, I experience quite a bit of foot fatigue with these guys just because your body's really trying to work to flex these things, and this is as a smaller player like myself. So if you are a smaller guy, that might also happen to you. Foot fatigue is something where you just kind of feel like you have dead weight, and the top of your foot right around here usually gets almost like an overstrained feeling, basically because it's working too damn hard just to flex naturally. A friend of mine, he's 6'5", he's been playing in these as well. He experienced the same exact thing, so he's a much larger player than I am. However, the more that he wore them, the better that they broke in, just because of his natural size and weight, whereas my size and weight just doesn't equate to being compatible with this kind of cushion for the most part. So again, if you're a smaller guy, this might not be the best option for you, but if you're a big dude, this is going to be ideal, especially if you're looking for maximum impact protection. It really doesn't get much more maximum than this. Hyperposite and a mesh interior boot make up the entire upper. Those are the only two materials that you pretty much have on the shoe. The outer posit material, definitely durable as hell, but not extremely flexible. Right here at the forefoot, I don't know if it's just the shape of it or whatever, but it had like a weird awkward flex. No matter how tight I tied them, it always did that, kind of bubbled up. Didn't disconnect from your foot like the way that the Kobe 10 did, but it was something that was kind of distracting while I was playing in them, so just something to note. Something that I absolutely love about this style of posit upper is that they're really comfortable on foot. Much better than the original Hyperposite and much better than previous posit models that I've played in. And I typically don't like playing in posit because it's so stiff and you don't feel that one-to-one fit until they finally mold and break into your foot shape. But these guys didn't feel like that. They almost felt like they were perfect right out the box as far as the upper is concerned. So instead of feeling like you're wearing kind of like a hardcore posit boot to play basketball in, these felt more like you were wearing like a supportive sock due to the internal boot and then that posit cage almost that is basically around the outside of the shoe. Now I did not notice this area molding to my foot, but like I said earlier, it's a lot more stripped down than a typical posit model. So when you lace everything up, it just kind of wraps around your foot almost like a normal shoe would, like a fuse, but instead of fuse it's posit, so it's a little bit more durable, it's a little stronger and much more supportive. As far as their fit, I would go true to size. Wide footers, definitely try them on because I don't have your foot shape. This is just from my foot shape, and true to size works best for me. As far as lockdown is concerned, absolutely incredible. Once you're laced up, you're not going anywhere. Despite the awkward flex in the forefoot, everything is secure and locked into place, no problem. Even with the thinner and stripped down posit upper, you're very well contained, just as you would be with any other posit model, and possibly even better than any other posit model. Again, like I said, this just kind of fits your foot without needing that like really rigorous break-in time that you would normally with, like, say the Foamposite 1 or Foamposite Pro. These almost feel like you're wearing a Huarache but made out of Foamposite. So like everything is very stripped down. It's almost like a low top inside, but then on the outside and the shell, it's a high top posit model. It's really crazy. It's really cool, and I think that they did a very good job of this despite how they look, which is a little bit weird. As far as support, if I can sum things up in one phrase, yeah. they're like a rock. These things, especially for someone my size, it's just like almost too much. If you're a large post player, I could definitely see this being more than beneficial, but if you're a tiny guy like me, this is just overkill. So to start things off, you got a nice wide, flat, stable base, so you got plenty of stability here, especially if you're a post player. No weird contours or matching of the foot. This is just a real solid base for you to just do your work down low. And then because the Phylon is a little bit stiffer, even that area provides a little bit more support, along with the higher PSI level of the Zoom bag. So again, there's no instability issues. You're not going to be teetering over or anything like that. It's just going to be giving you a nice stable base or platform to start off of with maximum cushion, and then moving up to the upper, you got that really great lockdown fit with the super supportive posit up. So overall, definitely not a shoe for me, but for larger athletes, this could be an ideal setup. If you're looking for stability and maximum cushion with plenty of support, the Hyperposite 2 is basically where it's at. This thing's got all of those things wrapped up into the one shoe. And like I've been saying multiple times, smaller players, if you need a lot of support and great cushion, then this is definitely going to be the shoe that provides that for you, but you're going to definitely limit your mobility. So if you're trying to get support and cushion plus mobility, there are other shoes that are going to do that for you. You can always check through my performance reviews. I got plenty of guard shoes on there. But these guys right here, these are made for big men in mind. There's not a lot of shoes that are made strictly for big men anymore, but this is one of them. So hopefully that helped you guys out. Stay tuned for the performance scores afterwards. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment box below. And until next time, guys, have a good one.